In cap onto Unlucky. As we got Khal going in for big bursts. It's going to be Trinket for Unlucky. With a Trinket for Khal going to be a resident Trinket. Is Khal going to go down to Trinket? Karma is going to reverse a lot of the damage back to Unlucky, but the Cloak of Shadows evasion. Keeping him healthy. Khal taking lots of back-to-back eviscerates. It's going to be massive heal as Unlucky goes in for a blind. The Zuwen is still on him. Going to be a Shadow Meld really quickly just so he can dive into south. As Khal did burn a lot of defenses. It's going to be 4 boots together with a dampen harm. So that's a lot of defenses gone. Unlucky making sure to open up Zuwen to get some comp points built up. Can you show him to Khal potentially massive go, massive burst. It's going to be a go again with a cheap shot. Khal does escape for a second. Shadow step for the Rogue Fist of Fury, parrying him out. Oh, and Unlucky actually able to go past those Fist of Fury parries with a Shadow Strike tackle going behind your back. With Kited going for that cheap shot, double go, no trigger for the Rogue, taking him out of the game immediately. Looks like Kiosku is maybe committing to picking up the other eye. Kited taking a more of a defensive middle ground position with the pillars in between. Can see eyes from either way with Kiosku on one side or the other. Maybe could get a pet sap. No, you kind of need to have a line of sight of the pet in order to get a sap before it attacks you. But otherwise, the pets I feel like always get the opener on you. With Kiosku denying that opener damage for Kited, is going to be a stun with some grenades and a chakra. Going to be a bunch of explosions all at once. Kited is going to take a bit of that damage. Physical damage as well as explosive damage. Going to be a kid shot of Kiosku. Curian burst. Potentially could be really bad for Kiosku. Does he have any more defenses? Freeze chapter, disrupt the burst in between. And Kited leaves. What? No. Kited just left. He saw the freezing trap in between. Or maybe he messed something up. Or maybe he made a mistake somewhere. Either he made a mistake in his cooldowns and he was like, I lose. And he's out ski. That or he saw the freezing trap and left. Either way, Kiosku apparently somehow getting Koopa back in combat. Koopa trying to go for some pistol shots, building up calm points versus Kiosku is going to be the last rogue left over on the team. Want to try to hold the fort here. Get a shot out to Kiosku, trying to go for a bit of a blade flurry in order to cleave the pet quite a bit. Kiosku taking a bit of damage right now. The evasion up for Koopa. All those grenades are getting dodged. Kiosku under a ton of pressure. No more turtle. I think it might be over for him. And it looks like Koopa does end up taking him out. With Beggar charging out, trying to see if he might be able to clamp him down. Garrod. Koopa, quick gouge to Beggar, should be expecting big Vendetta burst out of Beggar any moment. Now Vendetta, now we have Sepsis. Koopa is going to have to pop every defense in the world. The dots are already on him. Got himself a Sip Up, just trying to do whatever he can to survive it. Blinder to Beggar, doesn't go for Trinket. It looks like Koopa is going to be able to regenerate through the dots. Looks like he waited for the dots to tick out since Vendetta is going to expunge the dots quickly. Trinket out of Beggar, and that's going to be immediate kidney shot by Koopa, just punching Beggar right in the gut, stunning him in place. And trying to see if he can slice and dash through him. Beggar with a quick evasion. Koopa got himself a faint rolling as he got himself that Venthier burst, heating him up, getting him riled up, getting him going. That hysteria, that euphoria. Quick gouge to Beggar as the evasion falls off. Potentially could be a kidney shot, and Koopa does land yet another kidney shot. It is DR'd, however. Beggar with a quick disarm. Koopa could go for a disarm of his own. Could also do it, and got himself that trusty pistol shot. Just looking to see if he can approach him, get a couple pistols in there. Blind to Koopa. Does not have a trinket for it. Beggar looking for the reset. No Vendetta for a while, so for Koopa, it's not going to be the worst situation at all. It's going to be a bit of a tight one. Because Beggar, as long as he doesn't have Vendetta, it's not going to be the worst. But the dots, oh, Garrod opener instead of a kidney shot opener. That's going to, honestly, full burst out of Koopa with flagellation. Beggar, I think it's over. There's no way he escapes it. Going for that Garrod opener versus Koopa, I think makes sense, but if you are going to use that trick, you want to make sure to face yourself like 75 degrees to the right or to the left to make sure you don't get the auto attack break in the sap. Because you could apply Garrod on the enemy while sapped without breaking the CC just yet. Lucifer getting interrupted as Koopa committing a lot of damage versus him. There's going to be a resolve trinket. It looks like Lucifer is going to send a Mortal Coil to Koopa, trying to go for a full Tyrant summon. Koopa could go for the full Vanish, is going to go for the Vanish as the pets are on him. The Tyrant knows exactly where he's at. The Tyrant is literally running on him. Yo, this Tyrant is actually a god. That Tyrant knew exactly where Koopa was. Normally, the Tyrant is one of the... normally, Warlock pets in general, like Unholy DK pets, their pets are not the smartest. They don't have a lot of brain. For Unholy pets, though, they're undead, so like the brain is rotted. But for demons, you would imagine they'd be smarter, especially the Tyrant, the Demon Commander. You'd expect you to be the smartest. And normally, that Tyrant does the dumbest plays in the world. Maybe that's what Burning Legion lost twice. There have been 2 expansions where Burning Legion's lost. BC and Legion. The Burning Legion. Ooh, spooky. Lucifer getting blasted out. Koopa getting hit with a fear drain life for Lucifer trying to go for a big soul rod and potentially more drains. It's going to be Koopa trying to see if he can interrupt it. Dark Pack for a second, but Lucifer I think it's going to be over. Has the Seed Pod stunning to Lucifer. Koopa hopefully realizes the Seed Pod is still in play. Realize it. If only Lucifer didn't stop him, If Lucifer didn't stop Koopa, I think Koopa would have forgot that the C-Pod is there, because it looked like he was trying to bail out. But I think Lucifer was trying to set up a stun as Koopa goes in to try to stop the C-Pod res. But he may be done it early. If he just let Koopa run away, he might have been able to escape, because Koopa thought, oh, he's done, he's dead. I'm gonna go for the reset. But when you stun him in place, now he can like observe the situation, figure out what's going on, and he's like, okay, well now I know to kill the C-Pod. Get a shot for a second. Koopa at least maybe can go for a vanish. Might go for a vanish just to get these pets off of him for a second. There's gonna be a stun around the corner. Incubus is still gonna harass him. Koopa, barely any cooldowns left. Cloaker Shadow is coming up in just 5 seconds. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do much here. A drone rush rolling for a second. Cloaker Shadows need to be used as soon as possible. Might just use Cloak while he's still in stealth. Looking for the reset. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do much. Cloaker Shadows is Tagsy trying to get some dots, but now that you got the Cloak out of the Rogue, it might be a lot easier for Tagsy to really do something here. Maybe Koopa should use Cloak while he was in Vanish, while he was in stealth, and got himself a full-blown reset. Mortal sent in. Unless Koopa got a trinket, Tagsy has him in full control. Mortal Fear gets some dots while he's running in the other direction. Get those dots ramped up, and Koopa is again under pressure, just hurting. Hurting under so much pressure. Aegis Trinket does come back up though, so a lot of that dot damage is going to be offset into the shield. Like a 50% of the dot damage is going to be offset into Aegis shield. Stun into Tagsy is going to go for full flagellation burst. Koopa is going to use Dread Blades, which is going to drain a portion of his own health, but he's just trying to make something happen. Incubus does go down. Koopa with a feint. Did Tagsy sacrifice the Incubus as it's about to die, or is it just Incubus dead? Vanish available for Koopa in case he wants to. Blind on Tagsy. It looks like Koopa is going to go for a full reset. Can you wait for those dots to fall off and maybe go for regenerating again? Koopa has a trinket back up, has control over Tagsy right now. Could be a Incubus is here real quick. Looks like it's not going to happen. Is going to go for a quick interrupt on the Incubus. Cloak Shadow is back up for Koopa as he gets this interrupt, which is the pet and Tagsy. So he's able to get cooldown reduction on the Cloak from time to time. Quick gouge to Tagsy. Let's Koopa looking for that. Maybe potentially Door of Shadows is going to be the Incubus CC. Trinket side of it has advantage back up in case he wants to use it. There's going to be potentially Vanish here. Getting a shot onto Tagsy, getting him with a Mortar Coil. It looks like it's going to be a Vanish. Maybe can use that Vanish to reset, as it's going to be cooldowns out of Tagsy. Get himself full haze buff. He needs to extend those dots together with a Dark Glare at some point. Looks like Koopa is going to go for a reset. No more pet. Maybe Tagsy sacrifices the pet. Oh, that or the pet is dead somewhere out in the open. Is that it over there? Getting a shot on Tagsy. It's going to be very hard. As Koopa tried to go for the full burst of his damage as a Venthia Rogue. Drain life out for Tagsy, but it didn't get him the most amount of healing. Koopa, no health at all. I think it might be over. Aegis Trinket. Wait a second. Wait, maybe Aegis Trinket gives him a little bit of a play. Hold on. Aegis Trinket might give him survivability. Not using it aggressively. I would imagine as a rogue, I would have just used Aegis and committed the damage because he had Dreadblades and Venthia rolling. But looking for the reset might be the play. Drain life, drain soul, Aegis burn through, blind. Dots is still on Koopa, but not the hardest dots. Not New Way or anything crazy. Maybe a corruption, maybe an agony. One of those dots. Does he ever regenerate? Looks like there's no more pets for Tagsy. Had to quick summon one. Does not have the eyes, so could pick up the eyes anyway. Gonna be Koopa with a set. Does he ever regenerate? If he has to regenerate back up, he could definitely get a heal. Koopa does have a Cloak of Shadows coming up very soon. Stun onto Koopa for a second as he goes in for a Vanish. Gonna give him a couple more extra seconds until Cloak of Shadows back up. Tagsy's gonna ramp up all his dots. Cloak of Shadows for Koopa. Get himself full burst with Tagsy. Does he have himself a full go? Stun on Tagsy. Human Racial's out of it. Potentially still could be a big go for Koopa. Trying to go through his finishes as best as possible. Does not have an interrupt for a second. Trinket back up. Using a Trinket gouge on Tagsy. Does he get himself no health at all? I think it's over. I think it's done. Tagsy got himself the biggest dots with the Ancient Hysteria. Regenerate for a second. Oh, what? Koopa somehow got himself a heal. Where'd you get the heal from? And it's gonna be over. My goodness, this man survived for as long as he did. I gotta give him credit. This is one of the hardest classes for an Outlaw Rogue to beat one-on-one. Naze getting doted up. What is going on? Naze is already under a ton of pressure. Tagsy just got some dots on the Dark Glare on the guy. That's what he did. Just some dots on the Dark Glare. And Naze is basically melting. What's going on? Big Tagsy with the Dark back. Naze at no health whatsoever. At least if anything can maybe soften Tagsy for the next guy. And Tagsy quick drain. I think it's sacrifice the pet. And that's going to be the blank last one left. At least Tagsy is softened up as much as it can. Be full stun. Blank going for a full PI. Potentially big Kyrian burst is going to go for that Ascended. Big burst with Tagsy. Trying to max out the damage with those big Ascended blast. Tagsy trying to avoid as best as possible. He is slowed quite a bit though. One more blast. I think it's over. Yeah. The blank was able to finish it off. My goodness, boys. Tagsy with him too. Koopa did so well though. My goodness, look at the healing of this guy. Look at that healing, dude. The Owl the Rogue healing. What a Chad. And his Xanda, which look absolutely fantastic.